following video I recorded in November of 2017, so that's 3 years ago now, and at the time I was a practicing health coach. I'm no longer practicing, but I think that this information that's in the video could be helpful to anyone who has a chronic health condition or an autoimmune disease during these trying times with the current COVID pandemic. Of course, when you're doing anything, please stick with the current health protocols by wearing a mask when you go out into a public place. Wash your hands frequently, and if your city is in a lockdown situation, please stay home. Thank you and enjoy the video. Good morning and thank you for joining me. I'm here filming this in November in Ontario. And just wanted to see the beautiful landscape where I'm camping for a couple of days. My dog and I came up yesterday afternoon. It was kind of late in the afternoon, so it got dark on us pretty quickly. But we got all set up, and it was bright and sunny yesterday when we were driving up here, and we woke up this morning to a blanket of snow. So I've got my fire going, cooking my breakfast. Got some bacon in the pan, and I'm going to do some kale in there afterward, and I'm going to make myself a cup of tea once the water boils. Here's my dog Creature. He goes everywhere with me. He's not always very pleased when I take him camping, especially this morning with the snow. Got a little setup there for him so he can go under the picnic table, and there's our tent. My battery is telling me it's low, probably because it's been so cold for the past couple of days, so I'm going to shut it off and I will see you again later. So I just wanted to give you some information about getting back to nature and how it can help benefit you and your autoimmune disease. There's a lot of science that does prove that nature can be healing to you. And the Japanese in particular have a health practice that they call Shinrin Yoku, and basically it translates to forest bathing. So they go out and they spend time in nature at least weekly for 30 minutes or longer. And this was developed in the 1980s, and it's become a cornerstone of Japanese medicine. If you spend time in nature, it can help support our natural killer cells that are part of our immune system's way of fighting cancer. Compounds in trees, when you smell the trees and the plant matter, it can help those of us with autoimmune disease to better regulate our immune system. And my dog is wandering off. Creature, hey, over here. Creature, over here, come here. And it can help to calm down your immune system. So our autoimmune, it is that way. We don't have a compromised immune system. We have the exact opposite. It's an overactive immune system. So we want to try and calm it down. And spending time in nature can certainly help us do that. Just 10 minutes a day, or even as little as 30 minutes per week, can have beneficial effect. If just going for a short stroll in an urban park, you don't have to be crazy and come out camping in the middle of winter. Just 10 minutes a day or as little as 30 minutes per week in an urban park can also be beneficial. Being active, of course, in nature will have added benefits than just a stroll. So if you go for a more rigorous walk, or if you go for a jog, or cross-country skiing or snowshoeing or something like that, several hours in a forest environment can also improve your immune function, and the natural killer cells go up by 50% after being in the forest for just a few hours. 3 days, which is what I'm out here for, 3 days of camping, the benefits can last for up to a week. So imagine if you spend even more time on a regular basis, how you can help your immune system and calm it down some. Spending time in nature, whether it's out here camping, or if you're just in an urban park, or if you have a backyard that's surrounded by trees and plants and stuff, even in an urban setting, can lower your blood pressure and reduce depression symptoms by up to 10%. The effect is also whether you're in a forest or in a beach environment. So if you live by the shore of a lake, or by the seashore, or you take a vacation at a lake or a seashore, the benefits are just the same as taking time in a forest. Let's see, I'm just trying to turn the page on my notes, and they're wet because it's just raining a little bit. Spending time in nature has been proven to reduce symptoms of anxiety, depression. It can improve your mood. It can reduce symptoms of rumination. You know, if you're depressed and you have sort of this, you feel defeated and you're just thinking over and over and over about things. Creature, come on. So spending time in nature can reduce rumination. It can improve the functioning of your HP axis, which is the hypothalamus, pituitary, and adrenal axis. And it's also, spending time in nature is not weather dependent. So you don't just need to get out in nature for the sunshine and the vitamin D you're going to get from the sunshine. But even if it's raining or if it's snowing, like it is for me now, it is also beneficial. If you are not as mobile as some people may be, I have not always been able to come out camping. I had several years where I was in so much pain. I'd been diagnosed with fibromyalgia and IBS, but in fact it was Graves' disease, celiac disease, Sjogren's syndrome, and psoriasis, rather than all of those other things. So I was unable to get out and do a lot of these activities, but I did like to get out and at least go for a walk in the woods occasionally, or sit out in my backyard, or sit in a park even, and just relax with the trees. You can just smell all the scents coming off of the plants, off of the trees, and it's just relaxing. If you are able, and if the weather permits where you are, right now it would be too cold for me here, but if you can take off your shoes and socks and walk around barefoot, or just hang out and get your hands dirty in the dirt. I'm certainly getting dirty because I've been cooking over the fire. Getting dirty out in nature, grounding or earthing, it's also called, just reconnecting to the earth can also help. It's been studied that if you've been hospitalized, or if you're lying in a sick room, and if you're looking out the window and you have a view of trees or a garden, you heal faster than if you're in a hospital room or a sick room, and if you're looking out at a brick wall or over a parking lot. So there is benefits even if you are indoors and you are looking at nature through a window. It's also beneficial if you can, if you have houseplants inside your home, you can bring the outdoors in. I live in a condominium in Toronto, so inside my condo I have, in the summertime or in the wintertime, I bring in my balcony plants. So I have a whole herb garden. Creature, come here. I have a herb garden that I grow on the balcony in the summertime and bring it in the winter. If you don't have houseplants, or you can't have houseplants for some reason, you can have a diffuser, so an aromatics diffuser with wood scents. So my favorite wood scents would be cedar. It's one of my favorite smells. You can also play nature sounds on your smartphone or on a CD player, if anybody still has CD players. So there are any number of things that you can do, and the benefits of getting outside into nature, whether it's camping or just spending time in an urban park. You can boost your immune system functioning and natural killer cells. You reduce blood pressure, reduce stress, improve your mood. You also increase your cognitive focus. So a lot of us with autoimmune disease, we suffer what we call brain fog. This can be improved just by spending time in nature. Also have accelerated recovery from illness or disease, increased energy level, and improved sleep. Spending time in nature can help you sleep better because you get more connected to the earth and the natural circadian rhythms, and you become more attuned to your body and when you need to sleep. If you do this on a regular basis, of course, the benefits compound on top of each other. You will also notice deeper and clearer intuition, increased flow of energy, better capacity to communicate with the land and the animal species around you. Also, you would notice a deepening of friendships, because I believe a reduction in the stress that we're feeling can help you have better relationships with people. And then an overall increase in happiness is a benefit of spending time in the outdoors. I love this quote. You didn't come into this world, you came out of it, like a wave from the ocean. You're not a stranger here. And that is from Alan Watts. These are some notes from Shinrin Yoku, the Japanese forest bathing. When I was a kid, I grew up on a lake, so I always have an affinity to being close to water. It doesn't have to be an ocean. It doesn't even have to be a really large lake, because the lake that I grew up on was quite small. But being near a body of water for me is very calming. It's relaxing, and I find that I feel so much better if I can live near a lake, or if I can spend time near a lake on a regular basis. So for the autoimmune intensive and for your N=1 experiment, like I said, you don't need to be crazy and spend 3 days out winter camping. That's just beyond what a lot of people can do. I've been doing the autoimmune protocol for several years now, so I have healed quite a lot of the ills that had me disabled for so long. So for your N=1 experiment, if you are a beginner, if you are just starting your AIP journey, get out into nature just 10 minutes a day, or 10 minutes 3 times per week. Just 30 minutes per week can be beneficial to you. If you're a little bit more active and you're further along your AIP, or you haven't, you're not disabled or slowed down too much by your disease, take a 30-minute walk at least 3 times per week along a tree-lined neighborhood, or to your urban park, the closest park you can get to, or a conservation area, or even a campground. If the weather permits, sit and just get to know nature around you. Meditate for a while. If there's a bench, you can sit on a park bench for a while. For those of us that are more advanced in our healing, go camping. Go camping for a couple of days if the weather permits where you are. I'm filming this right now. It's November. You'll be watching this in January or February. So if you can, go camping for a couple of days, or wait till spring and go then. Not everybody, of course, is going to be in North America who are watching this. So if you're in the Southern Hemisphere and you can go camping, by all means. And you don't have to sleep in a tent on the ground. You can rent an RV, you can rent a camper van, or a pop-up canvas camper, or even rent a cabin that's in the middle of the woods. Just go somewhere for a couple of days or up to a week and put away the electronics. Don't turn on the cell phone. Leave the iPads and the laptops at home. If there's a television in the cabin, don't turn it on. Just sit among the trees and relax. Take some time for yourself. Get to know how your body is feeling, and really take some time in nature. Cook over an open campfire if you can. Spend some time on a beach, or just a chair on the deck of a cabin. So I am about to go and get myself some more firewood so that I can cook myself some dinner, and I hope you... Hi, I'm just about to make my dinner for tonight, and I'm gonna have leftovers for breakfast even tomorrow. Just wanted to let you know that if you go camping, it doesn't matter if it's summer, winter, fall, or spring, you can do everything AIP. Everything that I have brought with me for the 3 days is all AIP, elimination phase compliant, and I'm just about to make myself some of my lamb breakfast sausages. I'm having them for dinner, and I'm going to have them for breakfast. This is a batch cooking, and I'm going to be cooking these over the fire. So I'm going to have some for tonight and some for tomorrow. And I just wanted to show you my cooking fire. I have my pot getting ready to boil so I can have some nice carob cocoa. And I got the pan warming up so I can cook that. And with the sausages for supper tonight, I think I'll have some broccoli and Brussels sprouts. And tomorrow for breakfast, I'm not sure, but again, everything that you can cook at home, you can cook while you're camping over an open fire or on a camp stove. It doesn't have to be anything special. It doesn't have to be traditional camp food like hot dogs and hamburgers, but hamburgers are perfectly good. I do have some paleo marshmallows to put in my carob cocoa, and they are amazing. I got that recipe on, I believe it was, I can't remember now, but I got the maple paleo marshmallows. They are AIP compliant, and so tasty in carob cocoa. And carob, of course, is a cocoa or chocolate alternative for those of us who are in the AIP elimination phase. So I just wanted to show you what I'm about to make for dinner, and I'll see you next time. Bye. I'm just taking one last look around before we leave. It's Sunday morning, and we had quite the snowfall last night. Creature and I went to bed pretty early, actually, because around about 6 o'clock it started raining, so we crawled into the tent. And then about 8:45 or so, I woke up with the wall of the tent on my head. The tent had collapsed because of the weight of the rain, and then it started to freeze, and then it started to snow. So all of that on top of everything collapsed my tent. So I pulled all the sleeping bags out and Creature out in a panic, and then we slept in the tent, in the car, all night. So I've got everything all packed up now. It's almost 10 o'clock in the morning. We woke up at 6:30, so it's taken me a while to get everything all packed up. It's difficult to roll all those things up when they're frozen. So we're just gonna head home now. And this has been our winter adventure